Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, September 21st, 2017. Just want to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here on a noisy Thursday morning. I apologize in advance. I'm actually up at the cottage this week and they're building a cottage next door. The bulldozers go all day long, so you might hear a bit of that in the background. There's really nothing I can do about it, but I apologize anyway. So with that, let's get into today's video. We always start off with a look at the Russell Index, which I use as my proxy for the markets overall. And because I want to keep these videos as short as possible, if the Russell is moving higher, then I'm adding names to my watch list. If you're a regular viewer, then you know that we've been keeping an eye on this wedge pattern on the Russell and that we start with a broader look. So we step back to take a look at it on the 5-year monthly time frame. And we use the IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell 2000. So monthly candles here. The blue line is long-term support, the orange is medium, and the purple is short-term support. So worth noting, we had that doji in July. In August, we fell below our short-term support, but it was defended and price has been moving higher in the month of September. So far for the month of September, we're getting a pretty bullish looking candle, but we are starting to approach this black trend line that has offered resistance all year long. So you want to make sure that you're aware of that. I'm going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 1-year weekly. Same, actually, let's go 2-year because I think it offers a little bit better perspective. So here's the 2-year weekly chart, same long-term area of support resistance, which we're kind of ignoring for now. We're really focusing on this area here. These are the weekly candles. You can see the waves, and as it comes up to this black diagonal line, it starts to meet some resistance. So it did in February, it did in April, May, it did in July. Will it again here in September? We will see. We'll let the market tell us, but you definitely want to be aware of that. And you can see the drop below our short-term area of support for that little bit, few weeks in August, but we've recovered that area and we are now back to showing that price strength. I'm going to move it away from the 2-year weekly to the 9-month daily. At Chart of the Day Cafe, I use this blue line as my guide. If price on the Russell is up and over the blue, which is the 8-day EMA, I am adding names to my watch list. So I'm going to add a name to my watch list this morning, CLF. And so as mentioned, that new name we're going to add to our watch list this morning is Cleveland Cliffs Inc., ticker symbol CLF, trades on the New York Stock Exchange. They're in the basic materials sector. They are a big international mining and natural resources company. You know, at Chart of the Day Cafe, it's all about value and growth, and Cleveland Cliffs has a really nice high value score and a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 33%. It's got a current PE of 8.70 and it does not pay a dividend, so it's not a dividend payer. So with that, let's get into the chart. We're looking at the 2-year weekly chart. You can see that overall it's in an uptrend on the 2-year and it's settling in at this area that may offer some support, my orange line. We will see, but this is the area that I'm going to zoom into now. So move it away from the 2-year weekly to the 6-month daily. Computer's taking a while. So I like the way it's behaving around my orange line. It came in and lifted off. It's retested it several times here. So this is consolidation, then we had lift. Looks like we're getting some consolidation here, and if the market continues higher, to me, I would be looking for a lift here on Cleveland's Cliffs. So at Chart of the Day Cafe, I'm often identifying charts for you early. What I look for is a move up and over the 8-day EMA. And actually, I want to see a 3 and 8 cross, a 3 EMA 8-day cross and lift this way. So I'm putting this on my watch list and will act on it when it triggers something like this. But should the market continue higher, I think this is a very good candidate and, in my way of thinking, likely to move higher should the market move higher. So what I'm trying to say is sometimes I identify these early. If you're patient, Many of these charts work out. Along with our new watch list pick, we also like to take a look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at XME, which is the ETF for the metals and mining sector. 2-year weekly chart, you can see in an uptrend on the 2-year weekly. We'll see if that price strength continues, but always nice to see. Also like to take a look at seasonality, and for that we go to equityclock.com, and you can see that Cliffs starts to come into some seasonal favor at this time of year and usually has a pretty solid back half. No guarantee that happens again this year, but always nice to know about. I also like to check FinViz. I want to see recent analyst support for my watch list pick, and as you can see, the analysts' opinions have been pretty solid and positive for the most part lately, with a recent upgrade in July, or initiation, upgrade. Also going to include an article. It's a Zacks article. See if I can find it here. Why Cliffs might be a great pick. Dated September 18th. So I will include that with today's video as well. Also worth noting, I have been monitoring insider buying at CLF. And I note that insiders have been buying the stock in August and September, so that's always good to know as well. And so to summarize, let's go back and check the boxes. I started today's video with a look at the Russell Index. So we note that the Russell is currently trading up and over the 8-day EMA, which we use as our guide. Having said that, it's coming into that area that may offer some resistance, right? Coming up to that black diagonal line that has offered resistance all throughout the year, so you want to be aware of that. We looked at the sector that it's in, XME, which is the ETF for the mining sector, in an uptrend on the 2-year chart. We looked at CLF on the 2-year chart, consolidating and at an area of possible price strength continuation, emphasis on possible. It's all about what the market wants to do. It's got a great value score. These two are highlighted because they are my absolute must. It's got a great value score. It's got an excellent growth score, with a forecasted earnings growth rate of 33%. That's a really nice high number. Don't have this checked because it does not pay a dividend. Does not have my trigger yet, 3 and 8 EMA cross. We looked at seasonality. It's got seasonality coming in its favor. I mentioned insider buying, and we looked at FinViz for analyst support. You can see that it's had a recent upgrade, and earnings are on October 26th. As a reminder, these videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. I try to get them out prior to 9:30. If you like receiving them, please subscribe to our channel by hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube homepage. It's got a whole library. If you check under this videos tab, a whole library of past picks. You can go back and take a look how they've done. Many of them do very, very well. With that, I'll leave you. Have a great weekend, and we'll put our next video out next Tuesday.